Hey guys, welcome to Minecraft. It is Friday, and today we're going to work on building a Christmas star for our tree. So, let's go get some glowstone dust. Should have some at the other base, I hope. Otherwise, we're going to be making a Christmas trip to the Nether. So, I was sitting here thinking, I really had nothing to talk about. Very angry about the direction that our country is heading. But I'm not into politics. I don't have the knowledge to properly talk about stuff like that. It's just basic stuff you hear, like, I don't know, that you disagree with. So I'm not even going to get into that because I think a lot of people are just angry in general about the way things are going in our country. And I was thinking, well, it's Christmas time. I don't want to talk about angry issues. So I was thinking, what's your favorite Christmas movie? Like, I would have to say my favorite Christmas movie is not just one movie. My favorite Christmas, I should say my favorite Christmas story is A Christmas Carol. And that's nothing new. I'm sure a lot of people, their favorite Christmas story is A Christmas Carol. But I just think it's like one of the best written stories ever. Not just for Christmas. I mean, it's something that, it's a story that shows like how all of us should really kind of live our life, and in case you don't know, and you've been living under a rock for, your entire life, and you've never seen any of the, hundreds of iterations of A Christmas Carol. It's about a man whose entire life revolves around greed. It revolves around being mean to people, and he is visited by his dead business partner, Jacob Marley, and told that he's going to be visited by three spirits, and the three spirits are the ghost of Christmas past, the ghost of Christmas present, and the ghost of Christmas future. And basically, they show him they do exactly what it says. They show him his past, his present, and his future. Okay, I almost thought I didn't have any glowstone dust. And in this, he sees the girl that he fell in love with at a young age and then lost because of greed, because all he cared about was his money. Let's see, in his present, he sees his assistant or his secretary or whatever you want to call him, Bob Cratchit, sees him and his family living in squalor, but still praising the name of Ebenezer Scrooge because, he gave him a job. He gives him the little bit of money that he does have. He sees Cratchit's young son, Tiny Tim, and he basically falls in love with the child. Not in a dirty way, but you know what I'm saying. I mean, don't take it the wrong way. He becomes entrenched in the child's story, how this kid can be crippled and, just have, a crappy life and still be so happy and still want other people. See, one of the greatest parts of the story for me is when Cratchit's talking to his wife about Tiny Tim, and he says they were at church, and that Tiny Tim said that he hoped other people would stare at him and would think, that feel sorry for him, basically, so that it would put a spotlight on, those who are, it would make people realize how fortunate they were at that time of year. And I just thought, wow, this little kid who's a cripple. And I know it's a fictional story, but it's still a very touching moment. And then he shows them the future, which is very grim, very dark, and incredibly scary. I remember as a kid watching Like I think it was either the '50s version or maybe even the older '30s version of A Christmas Carol. And I'm sorry I don't know the names of the people or the actors and stuff of it, but I remember watching those scenes, with showing Scrooge's grave and everything, and just being terrified every year, and I loved it to death. And then he wakes up and it's Christmas morning and his entire attitude has changed, and he's basically the last one. He begs the ghost of the future to tell him, are these things is this a done deal, or are these things that I can change, And of course the ghost of Christmas future doesn't speak. And I was reading some of the comments on the Jim Carrey version, the animated Jim Carrey version, which is one of my favorite iterations of the story of the movies. Aside from the Mickey Mouse version, which is I love the Mickey Mouse version. And hold on, let me get all this stuff so I don't lose my train of thought. And people are saying, "Oh, it's too dramatic. It's too much. It's too much." And it's like, yeah, but this guy wasn't going to change just by someone saying, "Hey, would you please be nicer to people?" This guy was set in his ways, and he was a miser, And the whole bah humbug, that's where that came from, was Ebenezer Scrooge. And it's just, it had to be dramatic. It had to have, it had to shock him into change. It couldn't just be, oh, you have, please change, because you're being a dick. Boom. There we go. Ah, our Christmas star. But it had, going back to it, it had to be a shock. It had to be, hey, look, this is what your life's going to be. You're going to die, and no one's going to give one iota of a shit about it. And, people are going to be happy when you die because you're such a dick to everybody. I don't know. I highly recommend, if you've never seen A Christmas Carol, I highly recommend any version that I've seen. And another one of it's a comedy from the 80s, late 80s, early 90s, starring Bill Murray. It's called Scrooged. And it's the same story, but it's set more in like modern day. I mean, it is hilariously funny. I watch it every year. It's one of those movies. There's Christmas movies that you watch every year. Ow! And that's one of the ones that we watch every year. We watch it at least once, sometimes twice. Oop, crap, hold on. There's definitely a set of movies that we watch once a year. And that's definitely one of them. That and Mickey Mouse Christmas Carol. And the reason I'm talking about this is because last week we started the watching of the Christmas movies. And I realized we watch a lot of the different Christmas Carol movies. Like, a lot. We watched like 4 or 5 in a row. And we're not even done yet. We haven't watched Scrooged. We haven't watched the original, 40s or 30s version or whatever. And we still have like a lot more Christmas carols to go, like different iterations of it. And I just realized that that's like my favorite Christmas story, because it just gives you hope that there's still good in this world, and that things can change and people can change for the better. I don't know. I'm getting all gushy about it, but yeah, I highly recommend it. So, but basically, I put the question out to y'all. Anyone who watches this and feels the need to, well, not need, but if you feel so inclined, let me put it that way. Leave a comment. What's your favorite Christmas story? I mean, what movies do you love watching at Christmas time? Because it's just an awesome time of year. You know, the movies that come out at the Christmas movies are just they're so they have a different feel to them than other movies. You know, they're always you know about change and about being nice to people and stuff like that. And they can get a bit overboard, you know, but otherwise, I mean, they're usually pretty good, you know. I mean, and I'm not talking about the crappy, you know, like made for TV stuff like on ABC Family, because some of that stuff is just dumb. Probably catch flack for that, but that's my opinion. I think they're stupid. But yeah, I mean, that's all I had really planned on talking about was Christmas movies and things of that nature. But we got our star done, we got our tree lit up. As long as you don't look at it from the back, it looks great. If you look at it from the back, it looks kind of shit. But like I was saying last time, you know, most Christmas trees, people don't pay much attention to the back of the tree, so it looks like crap anyway. So that's why the back looks like crap, is because I wanted it to be realistic. But there we go. I got that, and let's see, what day is Monday? Monday is the 19th, so we're getting closer. So on Monday, we'll actually probably start working on maybe getting some ornaments for the tree. See, there's 4 ornaments right there. Gold ingot and a piece of glass. I would do it today, but we're already at like over 10 minutes. So, yeah, guys. So you know what? Like I said, leave the comment if you have the time and you want to, and you watch this and you're like, oh wow, and I made you think about maybe a childhood movie that you haven't watched that you want to watch, or you know, just do it. You know, I mean, this is Christmas time. It's not a time to be dicks to one another. You know, and I don't want to get preachy here and talk about everything, but it really, and I'm not talking about religion either. You know, I mean, of course, Christmas is celebrating the birth of Jesus Christ, and if you're a Christian, then you know, happy birthday, Jesus. You know what I'm saying? But even if you're not a Christian, this is still a time of year where we're supposed to, you know, or we're supposed to. We're supposed to. You know, we have to be. You know, every other point of the year, we're just allowed to be dicks to each other. So you know, this is Christmas. Let's, you know, show the love. Let's be goofy and gooshy about it, you know? Whoa, hello there. There's no harm in being nice to each other, and there's no harm in getting a little, you know, a little Christmassy flavor going, you know, or Christmassy attitude, and being and showing some love to one another. You know what I mean? We're all part of the human family, and that sounds so stupid. And I always say that anytime someone says that in an argument, or the, you know, the environmentalists and hippies say that sort of thing. But I mean, it's basically true. We are all part of the same human family. So I mean, uh oh. Skeleton and creeper going at it. What in the hell is he doing? That was awesome. I'm so glad I didn't. Ow! Dickhole. That was awesome. I'm glad I didn't stop recording before we saw the creeper skeleton fight. Dude, skeletons are weak, man, but like whenever I fight them, it takes forever to kill them. But like any other time, like if you can get a zombie and a skeleton to fight, do it, because the skeleton will lose every single time. Or maybe it's just because their attack is, they only have one attack, and that's the bow. And the zombies can just keep hitting. But there you go, guys. There's your Christmas gooshiness for today. And I'm going to continue exploring this cave, I think, for a bit. So I'm probably going to have some some more items on Monday. But you know what? That's going to do it for this episode. It's Friday. Have a good weekend. Be safe. Have a drink for me. Take a couple shots. Do something stupid. Do something irrational based on fear this weekend. I'm sorry, I've been watching a lot of It's Always Sunny, and if you get that joke, then you know what I'm talking about. I made you smile. I don't even know what else. Just have a good weekend. Be safe. Watch out for drunk drivers and things of that nature. Everyday stuff. And we'll see you Monday.